Hey, sir, do you fancy yourself a magician? No? Well, I'm going to show you that you have the ability of a magician. Are you excited? I'm excited to show you. So for this, we're going to be using an ordinary, normal deck of playing cards. And sir, I'm going to go through these cards, and I want you to point to any card that you feel some sort of affinity to. Don't point to just any random card. Point to a card that you somehow feel like you're connected to, sir. The Queen of Hearts, that's rather interesting, sir. I don't know why you would be attached to the Queen of Hearts, but that's fine. To each their own. I'll tell you what. We're going to try a little bit of an experiment here. We're going to take the Queen, and I'm actually going to put it somewhere face up into the middle of the deck, just like that. I'm going to keep it there, and I want you to make sure that I don't have any sort of control over that card. You know, magicians tend to want to control cards. Not me. The only thing I try to control is my life. Anyway, sir, so you have a deck here, and what I want you to imagine that this deck of playing cards is, well, it's not a deck of playing cards, but it's something that you can manipulate with the power of your mind. So go ahead and hold on to the deck in your own hands, and I want you to imagine that you could turn that card face up. So that card right now is in a face down position. I want you to be able in your mind to try to, in your head, turn that card the other way around. Just try to imagine that in your head, sir. And of course, the spectator tries to do that. You take the deck back and you say, now you know you're not concentrating hard enough. We're going to do it one more time, sir. Go ahead. Really think of turning that card into a different direction. I think you did it. I think you did it this time. And of course, the spectator spreads and they happen to see that there is one card that's face up in the middle of the deck. And it happens to be the card that they had picked, the Queen of Hearts. Oh boy, so this is a little bit of an impromptu invisible deck sort of thing. One of the ideas that I had and limitations I made for myself was trying to convey the actual type of effect in the invisible deck, but do it with a normal borrowed, shuffled sort of deck. So this is what I came up with just for that sort of idea. So for this, you're going to have the deck spread and have the spectator touch any card they feel a certain connection to. Let's say they happen to feel a connection to the King of Diamonds. Now, as I'm addressing the spectator in the card, all I'm doing is that I'm getting a break second from the face. So in this case, I'm going to get a break below the Four of Diamonds in preparation for a double lift. So I'm going to talk about the King of Diamonds, talk about the spectator being able to manipulate objects, whatever it is that you want to do, whatever it is that you want to do. It's a free world. So you're going to do a double lift, turning this king over, and you're going to peel it in this sort of way, making sure to hide the fact that there is another face down card there. So they're going to assume that there's a King of Diamonds. Really, its an X card, it's a Four of Diamonds. But if I risk kill, as I insert this card supposedly somewhere in the deck, then the spectator is not going to be able to see that. So you're going to square it up. If you want, you could spread the cards by pushing off a block in this sort of way. And so you're going to lose the king somewhere in the middle of the deck. But it's going to be very important that they follow along with what you ask them to do. So now I'm just going to spread the cards just to reiterate the condition of the cards and to show without calling too much attention that there aren't any face-up cards in the deck. So I'm not going to say, look, there aren't any face-up cards in the deck. I'm just going to spread them as I talk at whatever pattern point I want. Of course, making sure not to prematurely show the King of Diamonds that's face down. At some point, I'm just going to give the deck a cut and have the deck given to the spectator to hold between their hands. So I'm going to have them imagine them being able to turn that card face up with the power of their mind. And when I take the deck back the first time, I'm going to spread just a couple cards in the top, making sure not to spread to the king outright. So this is just an important convincer here because, again, the spectator hasn't apparently done the magical motion yet. So then the second time you tell the spectator, really do it this time, really generally try to turn that card over with your head. Imagine you taking that card out, turning it back, and putting it back into the deck. And this time, either you could take the deck back and push off a block of cards so that you get to that card faster to show that they have, in fact, been able to manipulate the cards and turn that card face up, apparently with the power of their head. Or if you want, you could just have them spread to the actual card themselves and find the fact that they have, in fact, done what you claim they were able to do with the power of their mind. Now, the reason I like that idea is because you're showing the condition of the cards after the first one and showing them that nothing has taken place. Then upon the second viewing, if you decide to take the cards back themselves, it really does generally appear to the spectator like that card turned over in that precise moment when you told them that they were doing it with their head. So it's just a kind of a fun little take on the invisible deck, the invisible sort of plots of the card turning over in the deck. And it's a fun thing to do with a borrowed shuffle deck. So it's one of those style impromptu tricks. And I hope you guys enjoyed that. I hope you guys perform it. I hope you guys perform it. Every time I put one of these out, I'm really taken aback by when you guys send me Instagram videos or messages of you guys performing these little tricks. It's always fun to see how you guys spin it. But that is the, I don't have a name for it. I don't have a name for that. So I'm going to call it the impromptu deck. I'm going to call it the impromptu deck. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for being piggybackers. And I hope to see you on the next one.